Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have the Jonas Brothers, the 3D concert experience. Here it says just the concert experience. Now, this movie was supposed to be 3D. It originally was 3D in theaters in 2009 when it was released. It's an hour and 29 minutes long, and yeah. They had to take away the 3D from the title because to expect people, honestly, if you put that on here and people are like clicking into it like, where's the 3D? Or why is it blurry? If they made it 3D and you didn't have the glasses that work with it, you know, it would have been a real mess. It should have given you the option to like watch in 3D, watch not in 3D, or not watch. So, I mean, that is an option, but it's the Jonas Brothers. They're Disney royalty at this point. They're pretty much, yeah. I mean, they grew up Camp Rock and with Demi Lovato, which who makes an appearance in this, and not only Demi Lovato, but spoiler alert, Taylor Swift. She's young, and she is in her banjo and fiddle era. If you're going by eras, it's the banjo and fiddle era. They each get one song. They both rise out of the stage at different points in the concert and charm all the girls who wish they could be in their place, singing along with the Jonas Brothers in their songs. The really weird thing is that I've seen the two Camp Rock films, and I'm pretty sure I remembered the Demi Lovato song. Yeah, that's somehow that got into my head. And I recognized it. Now, I mean, obviously, this is the concert that is not made for me. It is highly apparent that it is not made for me. The guys they seem like really great guys. They're fun. They played on Saturday Night Live not too many months ago. They're all grown up. I think one has an incredible wife, at least one of them. They are musicians, but they do have a band that backs them up. So whether their guitars are plugged in or not, they still sound great. And when you're filming for something like this, yeah, there are probably a number of shows. I don't know how many shows were filmed in this era of their concert. There's a album launch thing, and back when Virgin Records was still in Times Square, and again, I'm all over the place on this one, I'm sorry, but yeah, crowds of thousands of screaming teenage girls who exist only to scream. That is the only tone of expression that they have. It's screaming. It's so much screaming. But hey, it's Jonas Brothers and Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato, and how could you not scream? So anyway, these guys, obviously, they're very talented. They put on a great show. This concert is not made for me. I have gone to probably thousands of concerts in my life. Close. Maybe not thousands, maybe 1,000, almost 1,000. I've gone to a lot of concerts. I used to be a concert promoter, so I've put on concerts, and I've helped friends of mine in bands perform concerts by helping them load in and out and whatever, announce them I emceed. I've announced them on the stage. I've done the music thing. I've done everything from small little coffee house things to 100,000 people in a crowd festivals. And so when I see a concert like this where I don't have any real interest in the band, and again, they're not performing for me. It's teenage girls, and as you can tell, I am not a teenage girl by any form of that definition. I am a Katy Perry fan, but you can't blame me for that. It's Katy Perry. Anyway, what was I going to say? The concert is not made for me, but so when I watch this kind of thing, I'm really looking for the production value, the stage production primarily. I love watching the crew scramble around, wiping down the stage after the big foam blast, cannon blast sequence. I I check to make sure that nothing actually catches fire when the fire things light up. I watch as the orchestra, who performs the opening music and throughout the show, when they're not just rocking. There's a not full, but it's a pretty big orchestra, and their job when they're not playing their instruments is to do this, to keep the crowd going. And it's, yeah. Like I went to Juilliard and learned how to play the violin, and now I'm doing this for 2 hours when I'm not, not doing that. So hey, you know what? You're making your money, and you get to see the Jonas Brothers every night. So what the heck not? I understand that the guys have a sense of humor about themselves, which I can appreciate, which makes this easier to watch, because again, it's not like it's bad. It's just the music is so decent. It is not Disney-fied. It's clean. It's just absolutely clean. There's no edge to it, really. It's a lot of love songs. It's sometimes broken heart songs. It's why did you leave me? What am I going to do with my life now that you're gone? Why can't you come back? Kind of songs. And of course, when Taylor Swift comes out, there's a song about how dare you cheat on me with this other girl type of song. It's what she does. I think that's from what I've been told. She's never broken up with me, so I have no idea. We're still together. No, this is, man, that's going to be a great song when we break up. This show, this concert, like I said, runs an hour and a half, but it's a bunch of their probably most popular songs, or maybe it's a song from the album that they're promoting that's coming out at this time. There's sequences in between where they're, or at the very beginning, they're in a car being taken to the hotel or the concert space, and they get swarmed by girls, and suddenly it's a Hard Day's Night, and only people my age will understand that reference. They're suddenly 3/4 of the Beatles, and they are running for their lives from a mad horde of screaming girls throughout the city streets in New York City. Yeah, we've seen that before. Now, the great thing is that you could call that a bit pretentious, and you're like, oh, that's a little bit high and mighty. It's an obvious homage to the Beatles. Well, just like the next break shows them like in their hotel room and just hanging out and seeing crowds of girls down below, and they're watching the news and stuff like, oh, the Jonas Brothers in town and blah, blah, blah. And they compare all the fads of boy bands throughout the years with the Beatles, and then just all the different bands all the way into the 90s, with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and the Jonas Brothers. But we've never seen anything like this before. Bull. I'm sorry. Bull. You can't... Okay, I realize the PA, the sound systems were not probably as good as they are today, probably not as strong as they are today, but when the Beatles, I'm pretty sure Shea Stadium, they played, you couldn't hear them, from what I understand. I wasn't there. But when the Beatles played a concert in a stadium, the screaming was so loud, you couldn't hear anything but screaming. And so it's just like, okay, we're going to wear our suits and bow, and then we're gone. Yeah. Okay. You can hear the band in this. I guess. Again, better sound system. So, and if there's any flub ups in this, I'm sure that it's been tweaked, maybe re-recorded. I don't know. It's really, it really is them playing. Maybe the Demi Lovato stuff might have been, it seemed way too perfect. I don't know. It just seemed really clean. But yeah, it doesn't matter here or there. If you're a big Jonas Brothers fan, it's not going to make a big difference whatsoever. If you grew up with them, obviously you're going to love this. If you're a Taylor Swift fan and you think you're a Swiftie and you haven't seen this performance, well, you haven't seen everything she's ever done. Oh, you'll know the song, but you haven't seen every performance. And I don't think you're a good fan. because of it. And going back to the whole, I mean, they do different breaks here. There's one point where they look like they're shooting a music video in Central Park. That's one of the breaks between the main concert footage. There's another scene where they, right after the Taylor Swift song, or maybe it's a Demi Lovato song, they rush off stage. I think it's after the Demi song. They rush off stage and they have to change their outfits, and Joe just pulls off his shirt and just like, oh no, camera, do not look at me, I am shirtless. You know, it's come on, you knew that camera was there. It was just to make all the girls just go, yay, that's what it was for. You know, hey, good for them. You know what? Everybody should be able to love what they enjoy and just be passionate about it and have fun. These guys aren't hurting anybody. The girls freaking out over these guys, not hurt anybody. It's a great time for everyone. I'm hoping it's a great time for everyone. Otherwise, they probably shouldn't be doing it. The guys could be doing it just for the money and not for fun or fame or anything else. But again, that gets old real fast. Being three brothers, you know, Joe, Nick, Shemp. No, Kevin. Yeah, it's Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. It's, you know, you gotta, if you're gonna be living your life growing up together and then also performing on stage constantly, you know, that's a lifetime of, you gotta get along. So it better be fun. It better be fun for everybody if you're gonna keep doing this kind of stuff throughout the rest of your life. So yeah, it's, again, this was not made for me, but you know what? It was enjoyable. The great thing about this being a concert movie is that I don't really need to look at it the whole time. I was working on a bunch of other stuff, but every once in a while, looking up and seeing what's going on and seeing how they're doing things. And it is pretty interesting. Just seeing there's a sequence toward the end where they show their whole promo thing. They're performing at Bryant Park for Good Morning America, and they're showing up for signings. And there was one point where I said before, they show up in Times Square to the Virgin Records store, which I don't think exists anymore, to buy the first copy of their new album and then leave before anybody else can buy anything. Yeah. So, and just, hey, we showed up and spent $10 on our CD, and now we're leaving as you scream. Good times. It's you know, can't blame them. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else there is that I should note in this. Nothing really. I think they seem to be good guys, and they know how to rock the crowd, especially girls who are just absolutely in love with them. One of the things you might go, oh, they didn't play all the songs in their concert. Well, you know what? They kind of take the best that they can. They're pretty much going to whittle it down to an hour and a half. Even if the show is like 2.5 hours, they're going to, you know, do their best performances and the best looks and just, you know, everything else. But they do a number of songs over the credits, and there's also outtakes and things like that, including a few where girls make their way out timidly. One girl timidly makes her way onto stage and just hug, and then goes to the next one, hug, and you just see the security just creeping onto stage, trying not to be seen. One guy slipping and falling, probably some leftover foam. I don't know. By the way, that foam gun thing, I've got a dirty mind. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode before I get in trouble.
135.
135. I don't know why you take so long to say it. It's right there on the screen. Okay, well, hey, we haven't had a documentary in 2 days. Well, it might be a movie, it might be a series, I'm not really sure. We missed a short by a moment, by one number, and we missed a movie, very popular movie, by one, and you'll see it when I show you the screen. But we got another documentary. This one is called Earth Live. Probably a bit more upbeat than Earth Dead. That's a different movie. Anyway, Earth Live. But again, Jonas Brothers, you know what? Great. If you're not really interested in them, you're not having the hots for them, just good background music to clean the house to, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you could listen to a whole lot worse stuff. Like if you have a teenage kid who's all into Jonas Brothers or whatever, or you're now in your late 20s, because this movie is 14 years old. And the Jonas Brothers were popular well before this in order to get the kind of crowd and fanaticism that followed them into 2009. So, yeah. Whoever was in this film with braces and just awkward screaming, you are now probably a mother of two. Or married to Jonas, one of the Jonas Brothers. I don't know. But yeah, I can't say it's bad. I can't say it's the thing I'm ever going to watch again. No. But if I had a chance to see him in concert, I'll go to any concert. I like going to concerts. I like just about. It doesn't mean I'll like every concert I go to, but I go to a concert. You say, come to my concert, I'll go to your concert. Yeah, usually. I'm not busy. Anyway, the Jonas Brothers. Oh, I have to be, sorry. This is going much longer than I thought it would. But the 3D element in this is still present. You just don't see it. There are efforts throughout this to go, hey, look, it's 3D. There's a point where Nick, I think, I don't know. I know Joe was the more feather-haired one, and the other ones are kind of curly. I don't know. At one point, there's a sequence of things where they're doing the music video in Central Park where one of them is selling hot dogs, and he's just like, here's a hot dog. And there's a bird flying towards the camera. Yeah, there's all sorts of different things. In fact, at the very, very end of the film, after all the music is over, it cuts to the theater that you might just be in. And it pans over, and there's the boys with their bodyguard, who also performs in the show with them. Big Bob, whatever. They're looking at you and they're like, hey, look, I can see that person with the red shirt. This should be 3D right now. Anyway, they go for the 3D stuff as much as they can when they can. And I'm pretty sure this probably looks really great in 3D in the theaters back in the day when everything had to be 3D after Avatar came out, also in 2009. They probably just upgraded this to 3D at the last minute when they're like, oh crap, this is, we got to put this out. This is crazy with 3D. Yeah, it was probably, it probably wasn't great. There's a lot of movies that were put out at the last minute with 3D enhancements, and they were never good. But something like this is usually easier to do than, say, Clash of the Titans. Anyway, Earth Life is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye. Okay, all of that for it to not be on here. Even though when you type in Earth space L, it will even give you the prompt right here, Earth Live. But it's not here. It is not amongst any of these things. There's Earth, Welcome to Earth, Earth Moods, 22 versus Earth Lost on Everest. And there's nothing called Earth Live. That seems disingenuous. I feel like we've been tricked. I gotta log back in again. And we're gonna pick another number.
518.
518. Is this video long enough? I never thought I thought I was going to do like 5 minutes on this, and nope. 20 minutes. That's what we're doing, and I'm taking forever just to find this. Okay, it's 518, right? It's been so long I've forgotten the number. 518. No. Okay, 518 is also documentary. We can't escape them. But it's very different than everything else I've seen. I'm pretty sure this is on here, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. To Catch a Smuggler. Yeah. To Catch a Smuggler. This feels like a National Geographic thing that it was like, oh, we're out of sharks and mummies. Let's do crime. Okay. Because the History Channel was out of space or something. I don't know. They're competing with the History Channel. Either way, it's To Catch a Smuggler is what we're hopefully watching next on Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.